Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for another episode of Sound Collision, the second recording now for the year 2019. And I got a really special guest I've been trying to get on the show for quite a few years, and he goes by the name of Thomas Ware. Take the next minute to 3 minutes to introduce the audience to yourself, the type of stuff you're involved with, and just so they could get to know you better, all that jazz.
Introducing myself, I guess you could say I'm somewhat of a inside-outside industry type of guy. Writer, songwriter, singer, performer at the same time. I've done a lot of production as well. And, just really getting ready to do some new releases this year in the gospel arena. A couple of praise and worship songs that we're going to go mainstream with radio, and we're looking for that to be great, and some touring that we're trying to plan right now at the time. Also, I've done some writing for different artists. That's been a great thing. I'm also involved right now in a great company, Skyview Systems, that we're doing. It's an entertainment forum that's really going to be held mainly throughout the world of the IT. So basically everything digital. We give a new platform for those that are using streaming out networks or whatnot, as well as television. It's all on phone. We have a system through Android as well as the iPhone, and it's a real neat app that's really heavy duty, and I think it's going to be a real big time blockbuster this year coming up. So that's a little bit about myself. I'm all over the place, but God gets the glory to everything. He's an awesome God, and he's always opening up new doors, and I try to walk through every door he opens. So just try to be prepared.
Excellent. And two more questions. What do you think was the original peak of interest for you that got you into music to begin with? And then nowadays, how are you implementing that passion into the internet and digital world?
The amazing thing is that music has just always been in me. It's a part of our family, our background in the family. A lot of my family members are musicians in one form or another. Me and myself, I just fell in love with the sound of music. My mother always played the music around the house, and my father, so it's just something that's kind of saturated. Mainly, the big thing is with music, it's always changing, and it's a beautiful thing, and you have to kind of be prepared now for the digital world, because it changed. Although we like to embrace everything as it always was growing up, we see things have changed from 8-track to cassettes, vinyl to CDs, and now the world of digital, and no one knows what to do with it. So it's like, where does it go from here? We don't know, but what we do know is, as long as there's a medium to transfer something through, music will always be a product that is being transferred. So I think as far as the digital world goes, I just want to be a part of whatever next phase music is, regardless to whether I get to the point where I'm too old to sing anymore, or perform anymore. I still want to have my hands in music no matter what. That's my thing with music, I guess you could say.
I think the best mainstream example I could think of is probably will.i.am of the Black Eyed Peas, especially after the success of albums like Ella Funk and Monkey Business. Yeah. When he decided to take the Black Eyed Peas in a new direction with the end and the beginning, people questioning where's the instrumentation, why is it all digital? And he was like, we now live in a social and digitally inclined generation, so either make the change or get left behind. And then of course now, with him being a judge on a Planet of the Apps for Apple Music and stuff, he's now found a way to keep his hands in music but also be an entrepreneur and innovate in the app industry as well. So last but not least, give the audience a refresher of where can they find this app, how long has it been in development, and how can they keep posted with streaming with you guys?
Right now, we have the main rollout of the app has not yet hit the full blow. We've started this out in Africa first, and within the African governments, basically this app is being used to stay connected within the nations, because over in Africa, as we know, it's not like America, so we don't have cable vision, and everybody's able to see cable vision everywhere. But everybody has one thing, which is their cell phone. So if everyone has a cell phone, they're able to stream information, news, and all types of things that are happening within the African in the world of Africa. So that was the rollout area, and now that it's taken root there, with the music portion of it here, we're looking for the main rollout. We wanted this rollout to happen at the beginning of the year, but of course, whenever there's a bigger fish to fry, so to speak, bigger developments that happen, other aspects sort of slow down. So we've been working in that area right now, and so coming back to the U.S., we'll be seeing this roll out soon. We're looking mainly for it to come closer to the spring and summertime rollouts here. One of the networks is Trap Vision. We have several major artists that are already on the Trap Vision, and they're mostly the secular world artists that are there. And then we have the Gospel Vision Network also. And with the Gospel Vision Network, that's another platform for the gospel, for everything from preaching to singing, whether it's a Christian clothing line, a Christian, whatever it is Christian, it's there. You'll be finding it there. It's like a hub, and each individual has their specific channel, which is not like the YouTubes and other platforms for media, but these are going to be specific for that particular brand and all of its sponsors. So it's going to be it's going to make a big difference, but it's going to be looking to roll out closer to the end of spring, summertime for the U.S. with the music and all the platforms that we have there.
Excellent. And last but not least, and definitely most important, how can people find you online and keep in touch with you so that maybe they can inquire about updates on the app, how they can stay posted with the success of the platform and the extensive, pretty much endless possibilities of what you guys can do?
Absolutely. You can always reach out to me online. We use my email address is twarewsc@gmail.com. You can send me messages there. When it comes to my music platforms and everything, that you can actually find me there on thomasware.info, info. So, either way, you can send me a line, drop me a line on either platform. I'll get back to you and answer the questions and give you any answers that you need for your inquiry.
Excellent, excellent. So now, as we get into business, I know I've given you 3 options last night from my extended playlist, but at the time that you asked me, you said you wanted to stay more gospel centric. So out of the gospel options I had against the mainstream, since I don't know if you were talking specifically about the gospel genre, the CCM genre, or holistically, but why did you choose Ed Sheeran versus Israel Houghton out of the options that I gave you?
Because I am a very different person. So when it comes to the platform, I could go with more of the just praise and worship feel that everyone's used to, but myself, I just really like the genuine sound, the genuine nature of the artist, and I think that it's a little bit a step aside from just your regular cut, just cookie cut mode. So
yes, most definitely. And are there any 2 things that stand out, or a couple things that stand out in particular, individually speaking, about Ed Sheeran and Israel Houghton that has piqued your interest?
I would say as a collective, more or less. Not so much as just like individually, but as a collective, more or less. With Israel, I'm used to, and it's I get it. It's like the guitar sound and the open feel, but I think it's more of a collective of the just being a different artist, a different sound. I came from more of the gospel-y background. For me, I think it's just refreshing. I guess that's a good word for it.
Great justification of choice. So let's get the thing started. We're going to be popping off with round 1.
you are the one, girl, and you know that it's true. I'm feeling younger every time that I'm alone with you. We were sitting in a parked car, stealing kisses in the front yard. We got questions we should not ask, but how would you feel if I told you I
All right, how would you feel? I don't know how the subtitles pronounce Pain by Ed Sheeran up against The Power of One Changed the World by Israel Houghton. Thomas Ware, musical genius, you got first comments.
Okay. I'm just gonna tell you, man. Just from the musical ear, I'm all the way in with Ed on this one. I like the melodic feel off the top with Israel, but I kind of feel that it's a very long intro with this "You're all I need to get by." I can hear that all up in there, but Ed is just a clean guy, man. I can't hate. I'm an Ed fan, so I can't say much about Ed. Ed is high. So let's go with Ed on this one.
The number one question, and I hope this is not racial or stereotypical, but the number one question I always have with Ed Sheeran is, how does a redhead ginger from the UK get such a soulful sound? It doesn't add up at all.
Well, I get it, but I'll tell you how. The way he does it is they grow up listening to soul music from the U.S. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Yeah. I mean, we see that pretty much from all of the UK bands that are the big bands with that type of a sound, from rock to the more bluesy sound. They grow up off the Western, I guess you could say, influence. Yeah,
correct.
Music. Absolutely. And but it's nice. He's nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the number one thing I've learned traveling the world is that it doesn't matter what accent you have, what language you've grown up on. If you are musically inclined to any genre of music, you can master it while growing up, if that's what you ingrain into yourself the most. So I 100% agree with that. Now, in comparison, I would say I do prefer Israel's for a little more layered production. I do hear what you're saying, that the intro was a tad bit too long, but then again, Israel's more of a live guy anyway, so I understand why he would do that. But at the same time, Ed Sheeran was very simple, very to the point, very soulful. I think a little more instantaneous maybe than Israel Houghton. I think with Israel, you have to probably hear the whole song to get it. It's a tight one for me because do I pick the power of simplicity or the power of layered production? I think I'm going to have to go a positive tie on this one. But anytime there's a tie, a vote overrules. So you got dibs on this one. So it's going to be Ed Sheeran went on round number 1. So let's get into round number 2. We're going to be going off with, let's check the playlist here. It's going to be Hearts Don't Break Around Here by Ed Sheeran. Here we go.
She is the sweetest thing that I know. Should see the way she holds me when the lights go low. Shakes my soul like a pothole every time. Took my heart upon a one-way trip. Guess she went wandering off with it. None like most women I know. This one will bring it back home. Daisies, daisies, perched upon your forehead. Oh my baby, lately I know that every night I'll kiss you, you'll say in my ear, oh, we're in love, aren't we? Hands in your hair, fingers and thumbs, baby. I feel safe when you're holding me near. Love the way that you conquer your fear.
Wow, Hearts Don't Break Around Here by Ed Sheeran going up against Moving Forward, a Ricardo Sanchez cover. I think it was Ricardo Sanchez and Israel that wrote it together, though, by Israel Houghton. Here we go.
You've brought me to such freedom. I have found in you, you're the healer who makes all things new. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not going back, I'm moving ahead. Here to declare to you, my past is over. You, things are made new. Surrendered my life to Christ.
Moving Forward by Israel Houghton up against Hearts Don't Break Around Here by Ed Sheeran. I do appreciate how Moving Forward is a lot more stripped down compared to the original recording that we got. I believe it was at Free Chapel with Ricardo Sanchez. I also like the fact that it just kept it a lot more simple than what we heard on Power of One, which is just the simple drum with the simple acoustic. Not really, surprisingly, too over-the-top vocals from Israel. He did show a little more diversity there, that he can soften it up when need be. But Hearts Don't Break Around Here, I think it's a little more in the consistent vein for Ed Sheeran. I wasn't really too surprised by it, but I will say it still sounds like a superior first minute compared to the first minute I heard from Israel's. Again, Israel kind of keeps you waiting with that more extensive feel, which I feel like sometimes works in gospel's favor and sometimes works to its detriment. In light of that, I'm going to have to give this one to Ed Sheeran, even though I don't feel it was as strong as How Would You Feel. But go ahead, Thomas Ware.
I would give it a tie. When it comes to Israel, I would say I love the melodic feel of it. And the tones that he used with the song is really nice. And that song to me, I love that song anyway. It's a great song. But if I have never heard it before, it would be more based on just the melodic feel of it and the way that it flows. When it comes to Ed, I think with this song, I think the big thing for me, I'm a big time wordplay person. I love lyrics. So with this song, I like the way he played with the words, and it's not so much a straightforward writing. So for me, that's the reason why I would choose that. I think that was really creative.
Right, and I think the only cherry on top that gave Ed the win for me this time was those harmonies. Those harmonies were just
nice.
Yeah. So this time I got revenge. I'm gonna overrule your tie. But it's still on the upside for Ed Sheeran. So let's see if Ed Sheeran's gonna walk away with the W, or if Israel's gonna be thrown a bone. Let's see. Sing Redemption Song by Israel Houghton. Let's go. That was Sing Redemption Song by Israel Houghton, featuring Martin Smith, the former lead singer of Delirious, going up against the one that they can never take off the radio, Castle on the Hill by Ed Sheeran.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. And I was running from my brother and his friends, and tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down. I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart, broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the boring fields in so long. I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving
right, one of the most overplayed radio and movie play songs of our generation, especially with the How to Train Your Dragon Hidden World trailer. Okay, Castle on the Hill by Ed Sheeran going up against Sing Redemption Song by Israel Houghton and Martin Smith. Thomas Ware, since you're the special guest, you got first dibs on this final round.
You can't go wrong with a song that moves a lot. So both of these songs are tough. I would say it's tied musically, instrumental-wise, when I say that, instrumentally. But I'll say this, I heard Californication all over the song with Israel. When I'm listening to that, I hear Chili Peppers all day long. That sound of the guitar, I'm pretty sure it was some influence of Chili Peppers up in the mix of that. But I would say, man, this is a hard one. I would say Israel when it comes to the lyric on this one. I would say Israel. I mean, Ed does some wordplay on it and everything, but I think Ed's song is more of just like you said, you hear it a lot everywhere, and I think it was a soundtrack written song. It was more for the sake of easy listening and easily placed. You know what I mean? Like in different places as far as soundtrack possibilities. Whereas I believe Israel's song is more of a serious note of writing. I believe. I really like it. I think Israel will win on this one.
Interesting. I actually feel the opposite. I'm actually gonna say that Castle on the Hill, I think this comes down to a matter of what the listener's taste is, and I believe that if you have a more storytelling taste, I think you're going to enjoy Castle on the Hill more. If you have a more taking a somewhat complex or misunderstood issue and simplifying it, you're going to enjoy Israel Houghton's and Martin Smith's track more. Now, I do understand your Red Hot Chili Peppers reference probably might be the reason he featured Martin Smith on the song. Maybe it had more to do with making the track more suitable for him than for Israel. But of course, Israel's a chameleon. He kind of can bend to any style anyhow. I like to call him the Toby Mac of praise and worship, pretty much. In light of that, it's a tough one for me too. But because it boils down to a matter of taste, I'm also going to have to give a positive tie.
I think it's just really hard to compare. It's kind of like you have listeners that hear for different reasons.
Yeah.
Whether it's just, in response to identifying with the situations that occur through the songs, or whether they're just judging off of certain genre feels. I don't know.
Exactly.
But you know what I mean? So it's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard. Both guys they're running it in their own right, in their own lane. You know what I mean?
Right.
Great artists, both.
One final thing I'll leave you with to ponder would be, I did say the last time we did Israel and Bruno, I did say that when I hear Bruno, I kind of feel like if he were to give his talents over to God, he could write just as amazing praise and worship songs as Israel, because I feel like melodically they have very similar veins and very similar influences. Like, even when I listen to a song like Locked Out of Heaven, I have heard Israel praise and worship songs that sound like that song, but because Bruno has, the mainstream appeal and he has the sensual appeal on his side, he kind of gets, the more attention or widespread attention. So, with that being said, we could debate about this all day, but it's no disrespect on Israel's part. I still think he's a genius. It's just for some reason he's just not getting these W's on the show for some reason.
You know what, too, bro? If you listen to the two artists, when it comes to Bruno, the production, it's a lot of his stuff is a lot of Israel stuff is the live guitar sound and the live feel, and they'll never compare that well with a production piece like what Bruno does. I mean, you got a lot of synths going on, you got drop, you got bass, you got all these melodic sounds, and you could just really layer that song. Exactly. And then, yeah, you know what I'm saying? The mixing and production is awesome. But I mean, hey, they're both art. Hey.
I think the last way to close that off is, maybe I'll come up with a theory that states maybe the mainstream is too spoiled with a studio sound, and maybe the CCM and gospel industry is too spoiled with a live sound. Right. So maybe we need to start
mix it up.
Yeah, forming a bridge there to see how we can learn from each other, I think, would be the best way forward. All right, Mr. Thomas Ware, leave the people once again with your details, how to get in touch with you, and it's been an honor and a pleasure finally having a chance to get you on the show. I look forward to many more opportunities if you're open to it, and peace out, you guys. God bless. Till next time, here's Thomas Ware to send us off.
Hey, thanks, man. Once again, thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it, man. It's a long time coming. And hit me up, thomasware.info, info.info. You can email me there, or you can send an email to twarewsc@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you guys. Thanks for having me once again, my man.
Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy This Hope by Mr. Thomas Ware, our special guest of the day. Peace out. Till next time, this has been Sound Collision.